Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for our patching podcast. And thank you, Alicia, for being my co-host tonight. We're excited to bring you two wonderful stories, aren't we, Alicia?
I am so excited. So, I found out, guys, that this is National Diabetes Awareness Month. And even last Friday was Wear Blue for Diabetes Day. And so I decided to go ahead and wear blue again tonight because we want to recognize what so many people uh, are struggling with and have dealt with, but we also want to celebrate some victories with some diabetes stories tonight. What do you think, April? I'm excited.
I am excited too. We know it's something that I've struggled with, and I am totally restored of that. And so, first, we'll start out with our disclaimer, but it is that we are not here to cure, heal, diagnose, or treat in any way. We're just here to share with you some wonderful information for educational purposes. We'd like for you to do some more research and many different sites we can send you to, but one definitely is startx39now.com. After the podcast, there's lots more information there for you to do a deep dive, learn more about our technology, and we are just once again happy that you're here. And like Alicia said, Diabetes Awareness Month, and we're thrilled to have many people on our teams that have struggled with this. And but we specifically know Jeremy and also Darcel, and they're going to share with us their stories tonight. And I guess let's see, Jeremy, do you want to go first? Do you want to unmute and start sharing with us?
Uh,
Jeremy's going to tell with us. Thank you, Jeremy. Are you there? He's going to share with us like how you found out about the patches, how you're feeling now, what's going on with your any blood work and things you might have had, but have you just restored with this wonderful light technology. Thank you so much.
you bet. Thank you, April. Thank you, Alicia, for having me. And thank you, all the guests that are on here. You're in store for a pretty good surprise and a treat that LifeWave has to offer. And I found out about LifeWave 27 months ago, August of 2023. I'm a retired deputy sheriff. I live here in Waxahachie, Texas. And I retired after working 31 years at my profession that I love dearly. And I always had a dream that I'd still be working there up until I was at least 60 to 65 years old. And I wound up having to retire when I was 51 years old, and that was in 2020 due to illness. I was diagnosed back in 2018 with type 2 diabetes. And a short few years after that, I developed autonomic neuropathy, which was contributed. My
Oh,
dad had diabetes most all his life, and he battled with that until the day that he passed away. And got pretty bad for him. And I felt like I was going down the same path that he was down. And anyway, uh, I started having to go see doctors, and then you know what comes after that. Every time we go to the doctor, they want to prescribe us with this pill and prescribe us with that pill, and we got to put you on this pill to counteract what these pills are doing. So it seemed like pill after pill for me, and blood sugars seemed like they were on the incline instead of the downhill side, which I thought that was my reasoning for going to the doctor, was for them to try to heal me and make me better. But uh, really, I don't know anybody that's ever been given any kind of prescription medication that's really ever healed us. Just basically kind of masked the symptoms, got us through, or got our blood sugars down to where the doctor wanted them to be, and it just never was getting better. And anyway, things just progressed, and then it started becoming issues on the neuropathy side with pain, and pain was what I couldn't live with. And basically, that's why I started, uh, or I listened to my Kathy Stevenson. If it weren't for her, I don't think I'd be alive today because I was on the verge of suicide, and that's not good. Anyway, I just want to say thank you, Kathy, for saving my life.
Wow. And you know what? You're right. That's what that's what it's all about. And is sharing something that could change someone's life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you,
And
Jeremy.
it's been a been an adventure for me. You know, the night Kathy called me, my wife and I are sitting on the couch, and she calls me and said, "Jo, I might have found something for your pain." And I told her, "Kathy, you probably hadn't." I said, "I've tried every lotion, potion, pill there is on the market." And I said, "Nothing seems to work." I said, "The last doctor we went to, my wife wrote him a $5,000 check, and he sent me home with three little electrical devices that was going to cure me of my neuropathy pain." And I tested his machines out for 9 months, and I never seen a result that seemed like it helped me. Uh, I felt like I was torturing myself because it was like a TENS unit on steroids. Is what it basically felt like. It was just shocking me, and didn't see any relief. So at that point, I pretty much had given up on life. And Kathy said, "Well, Jo," she said, "what do you got to lose?" She said, "You're praying to Jesus not to wake up in the morning." And I said, "Yep, you're right." And I said, "Well, let's get some patches ordered." I said, "I want to try your patches." And she said, "No, I don't want you to try my patches." She says, "I want you to make a commitment that you're going to wear these patches 1 month for every decade old you are." And I said, "Okay." I said, "That's going to be about 6 months." And she says, "Yep." She says, make me a commitment." She says, "We'll order you some patches." And I said, "Well, I'll do one better than that." I says, "I'll wear your patches for a year, and if I don't see any results, I'm gonna quit wearing your patches." And she said, "We got a deal." So I ordered some patches that night. About 3 or 4 days later, I got them in the mail. Called her up when I got them. She told me how to wear them, all that stuff that goes along with it. And 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and drank plenty of water. So I took her at her word, and I started doing what she said. Lo and behold, 9 days later, my neuropathy pain went away. I've been pain free for 27 months now. I haven't not one day's pain since I put these little miracle stickers on that Alicia and I both call them. It's changed my life forever. And 17 months later, I got off of my last of 10 prescription medications. I took four uh, narcotic pain pills for my pain, five diabetes meds, and a blood pressure pill. And today I take zero medicines. All I do is wear these little miracle stickers. Uh, I didn't get off my medicines by myself. I went to the doctors, and they helped lower my dosages. It took me about 6 months to get off of all 10 of them during that 17 months of patching. Uh, but like I said, I've been 27 months now, and I've had blood work drawn twice since I started patching. First time I drew blood, my A1C was 12.9, and I had it done back in March of this year, and it was at 6. And diabetes doctor said if I can get it down below 6, she'll take diabetes out of my medical chart. So I don't know what else to other than these patches are working for me. And it's crazy. I would have never believed that a Band-Aid was going to fix my problems. Did it cure me? I can't say that did, but I can tell you that it got me off of medicine and it got me out of pain and it saved my life. So I could probably sit here and talk about this for hours. I don't know if I went over my 10 minutes or what, but I just, I'm here for each and every person that's on this call. I'm a phone call away. If you ever need a three-way call for a testimony, whether I'm on your team or not, we're all in this together. And the way I look at this, we're all one team. So if you got any questions, put them in the chat or we'll do what we can to help you. April.
Jeremy, that was, I mean, talk about powerful, and then talk about like I don't even know. I just am. I'm just just a very amazing story of you just listening to a friend, making a suggestion. You were going to stick to it, like you said, for a year. Now, no medication. It's changed your life. It's saved your life. But you admittedly is what you said, and I mean I mean, in your A1C, my goodness, 12 to 6, and now like it's not even going to be on your medical chart anymore. This is just life altering for sure for you. And now the fact that you've been able to help so many others. I know this is your passion to share this wonderful miracle sticker with others and share your life doing this now because how could you not, right? How could you not? Because you've seen what
Yeah.
it's done for yourself, for every other people, and wow. And you were just sharing with me what you were doing this weekend, sharing with others in an event. And I just can't say thank you enough. I know Alicia feels the same way. You just have one more amazing story. And I thank you because you're going to help so many more people.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you,
for
thank you,
having
thank you.
A lot of people are asking what patches you started with and are using, Jeremy.
me. Uh, I actually started with X39 and Eon. I decided to do carnosine because I was having a lot of blood flow issues I felt with my nerve endings, with the neuropathy. So I did carnosine as well, and I wore Ice Wave at night on my feet. I started wearing Ice Wave on top of my feet, and I wound up having to put it on the bottom of my feet, and that's where I seen my relief. Uh, and then in month 3 or 4, I don't remember which, I think it was month 3, I added glutathione to help to start detoxing my body. And I think the month after that, then I added SP6. And then as of today, I wear every patch except for Silent Night. So I I did start out with the large kit premium pack. I think at the time it was called something else, but anyway, our largest kit is called a premium today. And that's what I started with because I made a commitment up front that I was going to do this for a year. And it was explained to me that it was cheaper for me to do it that way. And I wanted the best bang for my buck. So that's what I did.
That is, then someone guided you in the right direction. That was absolutely, they gave you all your options and you chose the best one that fits you the most. And thank you so much. We've got to get another update from you in a few months because I know others are going to hear that because each and every month that you've been patching, it's only got better and better and better. Thank you, Jeremy, 100 times. Just like we are just so blessed to have you and share that powerful story. And we have another one. We have got Darcel, and she as well has a powerful story, life altering as well with diabetes and things that have happened for her. Darcel, are you with us?
I am. How's
Hi
everybody?
there. Hi there.
Wonderful. I just want to say first, thank you so much, ladies, for the invite for me to be able to share, with the community. It's so important that I share my testimonial, because in most cases, like myself, people say, I'm good. I'm good. And when my husband and I got married 9 years, it'll be 9 years, Christmas Day next year. Christmas Day, Christmas Day, 9 years. We walked 10 miles. I came home one Sunday and it was down in my Noah, and it said, you need to get to the ER. And I told Charles, I said, I've got to go to the emergency room. And he said, what? At the height of the pandemic, you need to go to the ER? But I was not in pain. I wasn't swollen. I didn't gain any weight, any of those things. But the bottom line is I was obedient. I went to the ER. I found out, one, I had drank too much water and I had urinated all my electrolytes out. But the Lord wanted me to go there because they found a tumor after doing an array of tests from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, and found out I had a tumor on my pancreas. Well, the next day after being in the hospital, an oncologist came into the hospital room and shared this with me, and she said that it needs to come out. So today I am currently living without an organ and a half. Half of my pancreas and my spleen. So I don't have an immune system like most of you do. Let me just tell you, when I left the hospital on 6 insulin shots a day of 20 units each. My A1C was a 12.9. Now, I did not have high blood sugar when before the surgery. I just want everybody to know that. So a lot of times things are brewing within you and you just don't know what it is. And so fast forwarding, I also had a couple other things that they were looking at. I had 3 nodulars on my right breast. My bone density had gotten to a point where they said that my bones were brittle. Fast forwarding, a year later, we found, Lifeway found us because our godmother invited us to her home. And she said, she came to the door to greet us, and she had these little Band-Aids all on her face, in her chest, on her arms, down her legs. And I looked at Charles and I said, who is this woman? And he just shook his head like, don't ask no questions, and I'm one of these people that I ask a lot of questions. And so it wind up, I asked her and she said, these aren't Band-Aids, sweetheart. These are stem cell activation patches. Well, I didn't know much about stem cells. Charles did. And she began to tell us, she gave us a site. I went home, I did my research, stayed up all night. The next morning, I called her after I told Charles, we're going to do this. We're going to get these patches. Well, we weren't looking at the business. We were looking at the healing of my body, getting it regenerated, getting it rebooted, whatever it took. And so we called, I got the number, got her website, placed the order. January the 8th will be, for us, it will be 4 years. And I'm telling you, everything within a year after starting these patches, almost to the T of 6 months? About 6 to 7 months, my numbers start coming into alignment. My bone density was clear. They could not find the nodulars that was on my right breast. All these things came into alignment. And so my doctor said, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. Never asked what I was doing, just said, keep on doing it. So today, my A1C for my high blood sugar is a 5.7 from a 12.9. All I can do is say thank you. But that's just part of my story. I only had a certain amount of time, but I just wanted to let everybody know we're on this for life. Every day we're finding new things that's being corrected, being adjusted, that's happening. I mean, you can twist your ankle, fall, but if you've been wearing these patches for any length of period of time, the injury won't be as bad as it would have been if you had not found these patches. And I'm telling you, my 95-year-old mama and Charles, we're all on the patches, the whole family. And each one of us have our own story. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow, Darcel, that's wonderful. I love that it's a family affair. I love that you're all just loving the patches and seeing wonderful stories. I mean, both you and Jeremy both A1Cs at 12.9. That is so
12.9.
high. For those of you that don't know, that's very, very high. That's dangerous.
It's extremely high. Yes.
And for both
Yes.
of you, Jeremy to be at 6 now and you at 5.7. That's just
5.7.
And I know a lot of people were asking, and forgive me if I didn't hear you, but what patches were you using, Darcel, to make these? Do you feel like we're making, this turn in your condition?
Well, when I started, I ordered them all. Um, at that particular time, I all I could focus in on is I wanted to get off this insulin. And Charles, right here, very quiet, but he was giving me the insulin shots every day. I had to carry the insulin around with me. So to answer your question, I started with the X39 and the Eon for about maybe about a month or so to get my body acclimated. Then I added on glutathione, carnosine, and I was doing what we call the Fantastic Five plus the SP6. But today we use all of them.
That is perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. You and Jeremy both have just fantastic stories, and you're helping so many people. And having that something that you don't have to deal with anymore is such a blessing, isn't it, Alicia? Huge, huge blessing to not have to deal with that anymore. But Alicia, how in the world? I know we'll just share a minute because y'all covered so much in your stories within that the patches, what it's done for you, how you're feeling now, what it's done in your life. That's just absolutely, as she said, the Fab Five. And Alicia, how is that possible that that could happen with this wonderful wearable light technology?
I know. I mean, so many people are affected by the conditions that Darcel and Jeremy talked about tonight, and so many people can be impact even with the most positive, light, natural, wearable technology. This little biotech miracle sticker, as we call it, right, Jeremy, is the size of a quarter, okay? And you just take this little patch every day. You wear it 12 hours. It's called the X39 stem cell activation patch, guys. And, you know, Jeremy and Darcel tried it and it worked, but there's a lot more to the sticker than what meets the eye. There's 10 years of stem cell research into this patented, over 70 patents Okay, over 70 patents on this one product. And when it hits the skin, that's when it's called photobiomodulation. The magic starts to happen. Over 4,000 genes start to reset. How was it possible that they had all those results? It's because when it hits the skin, those genes start resetting to rejuvenate, restore, repair what's damaged and broken. As we age, our stem cells start going dormant and stop activating. They stop working. But when we throw this little patch on, they start waking back up. And, it's not anti-aging, guys. It's reverse aging. And it's restoring Jeremy and Darcel back to the younger, healthier version of themselves that they were a long time ago or before they were having all those other issues. That's the direction they're going. That's the direction they're staying. David Smith invented this little product along with a lot of the other products that were mentioned tonight. Two of the main ones that we heard tonight was the X39 stem cell activation patch and the Eon. They both started with these two products. The Eon is in our YH series, and it's an anti-inflammatory product. It also reduces cortisol. There's so many different benefits, and we refer to it a lot of times as our dynamic duo, and it's a great starting point with the X39 and the Eon. Our company's been around for 21, almost 22 years. It's a solid product, and the main thing that you'll want to do is just like what Jeremy and I can't say your name right. I keep messing it up. Darcel,
Darcel.
the main thing that you've got to do, you know what? Somebody loved them enough. Somebody cared about them enough to say, you got to do this. And they even pushed the envelope a little bit more, and they didn't say, just try it. You got to go all in. And you got to go for it because you've got to get it on your body and you got to start the positive results of believing in getting. I don't want to use the H word, but I'm going to say the H word, the healing that you're looking for, the results that you're looking for. It's going to come, but you got to start with the patch. So get back with the person that invited you tonight. The science is there, the tech is there, and you heard the testimonials. So what else have you got to lose? What do you think, April?
I think that was wonderful. And thank you for making us aware that this was and is the month of November Diabetes Awareness Month. And I think these were two absolutely perfect people to share with us. I know the lives you're going to impact is just countless. And thank you for your time here tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Make sure that you share. We're always here. Next week we'll be off. It's the week of Thanksgiving. But other than that, we're always here Monday night at 9 o'clock Eastern and Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. We'd love to have you join us back. Invite someone so that you can help change someone's life as well. Thank you, Alicia. Oh my goodness, Jeremy and Darcel, you guys are rock stars. We thank you for your everything you did tonight. And you guys have a wonderful evening.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.